When you know how your customer thinks, when you can predict what they're going to do next, you can win. A/B testing shouldn't give you just a lift. It should give you a holistic picture of your customer's decision process. I've been teaching that at major universities and all over the world for yet decades. I'm about to show you right now why I don't want to do that anymore. I found something better. I'm going to ask the audience probably the most powerful question that connects to this particular example. This is a letter to Jill. Jill is looking for a SaaS platform to solve certain problems. This email was written, it's a very good email, and yet it could be improved. And I'm asking you to look at least at the first two paragraphs or the key challenges. There's the whole email. So it's broken into key challenges, proposed solutions, and next steps from the director of sales. If you were in charge of improving this and you had to try and leverage, say, some of the new technology like artificial intelligence, what would you do?
Either shorten it or use an image with text.
All right.
It's already a chat GPT.
Actually, yeah, chat GPT wrote it. That's the problem. Chat GPT wrote the Facebook ad. That's also the problem. Now, it did a better job than 70% of the ones I see from common marketers. But you know what chat GPT does, right? It homogenizes what everyone else does. Do you know what marketers do? Something different. If they don't, all they do is get lost in the white noise. Any other ways you might use AI to improve this? And you might even have a good way that will help people here. But if you're not sure, it's okay. I'm going to show you something.
Make it more human?
Yeah, go ahead.
Make it more human?
Okay. All right.
Add a prompt to shorten.
You could add a prompt to shorten it. How many of you believe in the power of A/B testing when it's done right? Just wave at me, could you? But why do you think A/B testing is so powerful? Tell me.
To show which email template that you're using is going to be more effective.
So you're right. But tell me, beneath that, why is it effective at doing that? What does it do that's different?
Bias.
Say it again.
Eliminates biases.
Eliminates biases. That's a very important thing it does, and that's well worth saying. What else?
It also looks for trigger words that motivate people.
Okay.
That emotional triggers for people. Because people buy based on emotional triggers.
Well, I want to back into that for just a moment. You are talking about people and emotional triggers and buying. And that's the hint. That's the clue we need to answer my question. What A/B testing does for us is it gets us out of our marketing office and in the customer's shoes, where we can see with real customers how well our message resonates. When you put the A version and the B version in market in front of real customers, you get more insight than all the discussion and speculation and conversation and arguments that happen inside a company. Would you guys agree with that? The customer is the ultimate judge of this thing, right? But how many of you figured out that A/B testing is a little hard? By the way, you can do it faster now. We'll show you how. But A/B testing is hard, and you can't do it on everything. Would you agree that's part of the challenge sometimes? No. And here's another thing, too. You know, even when you do, sometimes it takes a long time for that traffic to run and reach validity. How many have seen that? Like if you don't have enough traffic, you might have to run that test a month or longer. And all that time you're losing the wisdom that you want to get back from your customer. So what do you do to make that work? Well, you could call customers, but how many of you have the time to call a customer before every time you send, right? And then is that a representative of all your customers, or is it, is it fair? Is it biased, et cetera, et cetera? I'm going to show you something today I will venture virtually, if probably not a soul on here has ever seen. I'm going to show you something today that still leaves me stunned. I'm going to go a step further. I'm going to tell you that for 30 years, I've been leading the first lab on the internet that discovered and tested this type of work, decision theory. and conversion. We pioneered the principles, the first certification programs, and the standards. And I can tell you right now, the challenge that you're going to have in most cases is getting to a customer to get that information. But we used to say, give me that learning and I'll build a theory of the customer's decision process. And that is the epitome of the marketer's weapon. When you know how your customer thinks, when you can predict what they're going to do next, you can win. A/B testing shouldn't give you just a lift. It should give you a holistic picture of your customer's decision process. I've been teaching that at major universities and all over the world for yet decades. I'm about to show you right now why I don't want to do that anymore. I found something better. Would you like to see? I'm going to change my screen. And at first, this might seem a little different. Let's just give it a second. There it is. Whoa. All right, let's just stop for a second. I'm going to go over here and click on this guy. And I'm going to put this in auto AI mode. And you're going to see in just a few minutes why something as powerful as this can transform your results. And in fact, let's look at a different one. Let's go first right over here to my sandbox and watch me click on, who is that letter written to? Jill Taylor. Now I'm standing up a website. I've never met these Keener people. I don't need to meet them. I use their website. My AI platform pulled their entire website in as an example for what we want to see today. They have solutions for Jill. Who is Jill? Jill, well, let's just ask her a bit more. And as we ask Jill, you're going to see something that's going to change the way we think about business and marketing in the future. So it's going to take a second. Jill and Sam work together, and they are looking for a solution. Outline, let's just say this. Outline the solution you need. Now, as you think about that further with me, look what's coming in. They need something with seamless integration, quick onboarding, data-driven analytics, ROI focus, compliance and security, lead generation and management. This is their primary needs. Somebody tell me what you're looking at right here. AI has gone out and analyzed the customer segments and in turn created the customer in the form of a simulator. And that simulator can be tighter and tighter in its depth and focus because real feedback coming in from your chat or your interactions or your customer service department or your advertising metrics can feed right into here, making her closer and closer. In fact, you can have a Jill for each segment. In fact, let's go back here. You can come up here, watch what I do, and you can say something like this. Control C, I've copied it. Let me see if I'm in the right one. I'm going to leave that up. I'm going to leave that up, and I'm going to leave that up and go here. And I'm going to drive that up to the top while we're working, and I'm going to say this to Jill. Jill, I'm going to paste in a Facebook ad, and I'd like you to read it and tell me if it resonates, period. How could I improve it? What would it take to get you to respond to this ad? I'm turning off my recording. I'm going to hit Control V and paste that. I'm going to hit this little send button. You got to learn to do this. We're going to do work today. We're going to use one of these today. See a little airplane triangle? I'm going to click it. And now, thank you for sharing the ad. Here's my feedback and suggestions for improvements. Resonance. Here's what works. The emphasis on outcomes rather than features aligns with my priorities. I'm interested in how a solution. And she's saying the positive things. Let's go to the negatives. Let's see. Areas for improvement. Data-backed claims. A call to action. Remember somebody talked about the CTA? Well done. But But Jill is telling you that too. Specifically, provide more specific examples of how the solution helped other SaaS companies. What would prompt a stronger response? Clear ROI evidence, a free trial or demo, exclusive content. So let's just ask another question. Jill, have you had any problems in the past with vendors like ours who you purchased a solution from? Now, you'll notice, even if there was a typo, I don't go back and get it. Jill will get the gist of what I'm saying. Here's her problems. Past challenges with vendors. Hidden cost. How many of you on this call have bought a solution and found out hidden cost and it angered you and troubled you? Just wave. We've all been there, right? Jill sees that and she doesn't want that. Integration difficulties. How many of you have ever tried to lay out a new platform or solution and found the integration was brutal and a lot harder than the salesman promised you? Well, just wave at me. I need to see consensus. Yeah. Let's just pause there. Now, wait. Onboarding and support, the performance and result, the conclusion. Do you realize now I could talk to Jill about a new product I was going to develop and ask her what features would be most important to her? Or I could talk to Jill about my competitors. I could show her their pitch and say, is it better than mine? I could just go to their webpage, copy their offer, paste it to Jill and say, would you buy this? How do you make it better? I could take my value proposition. I could take my competitor's value proposition. I could put both of them in front of Jill. And I could say, wow, which one of these is best? And this one's mine. How do I make it better? How about this? I think we were on that page behind us. Remember this page? Let's go here. I don't know what this page is. So let's just do this. Control Alt, Control C. And I'll just go over here. Now I'm just going to do this. How would you improve this page? The irony, guys, is I don't know who Keener is and they don't know who I am, probably. We just pulled their page in for the experiment. And I'm going to just put that. I'm not going to capitalize. And I just going to Control V, paste the whole mess in there. Improving the Keener Marketing Solutions page. The current page for Keener Marketing provides a broad overview of services and contract. However, there are several areas for improvement. The headline and CTA, the current status, recommendations. It's dead on. I've been doing this 30 years. What does she say? She said, you need to change and emphasize the unique value proposition. She's even suggested a better headline. She suggested what to do to make the service descriptions better, how to improve the visual and structural enhancements. If you're sitting here right now and you're not shaking on the inside, you're not getting what I'm sharing. You are on the edge of experiencing something no human being in the history of planet Earth has ever experienced. There's no hype there. There's no hype there.